Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Thursday, April 27, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money, and if you are interested in props and parlay picks, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link to our Patreon and to our new channel in the description and comments section below. Boston Celtics vs Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta may have won Game 5 on Trae Young's shot in the final seconds, but from the Celtics' point of view, they've got to be sick that it even got to that point. Boston was outscored by 12 in that final frame, as a 10-point lead, as -14 favorites, heading into the fourth quarter, turned into a 2-point loss. That just simply can't happen no matter how you look at it, and now the Celtics have to find a way to regroup mentally and finish this series off. The news isn't all bad for Boston either, as it's really just a matter of tightening things up defensively. The Celtics still shot 53% from the field and 32% from distance, even if the 54% 7-for-13 from the free throw line stung. It's the only getting to the line 13 times in a potential closeout game at home is huge chalk that I see as the larger concern there though, as they got lulled into a shooting contest with Young. 6 different Celtics still finished with at least 10 points, and I don't think Jason Tatum goes 1-for-10 from distance again. Even in losing 2 of the last 3 games in this series, Boston's offense continues to produce with ease, and that shouldn't change. The Celtics just have to make sure that their defense travels to Atlanta with them third in defensive efficiency, 1.084, as if it does, another win to their 14-12 ATS record off a loss this year will be made official. For someone who was holding a Celtics ticket in Game 5 as I was, it was the slow burn of the defense errors and poor play in the fourth quarter that was the frustrating part to watch. Boston had a 10-point lead heading into the quarter as the ATS win was in sight, never mind questioning whether Boston would win outright or not. But the NBA is a game of runs, and Boston's defensive errors combined with Young and the Hawks catching fire shooting the ball, and that was that. I do expect much more urgency for the full 48 minutes from Boston here, and it starts with locking things down on the defensive end first. We've seen all series that Boston can score seemingly at will, and when their worst shooting percentage of the series as a team is 48%, scoring buckets in this potential series clincher shouldn't be a problem. The Celtics should have known better in Game 5 that Young would jack up plenty of shots, at least enough to make it part of their defensive focus, and whether it was and they lost it in the fourth or it wasn't part of the game plan at all, I expect that to be very different here in Game 6. You give up the points and the shooting percentage that the Hawks do, and I generally want no part of you in the playoffs. The Hawks were lucky to stay alive, but it seemingly prolonged the inevitable, Boston advancing. Our team pick is Boston -6 points. Getting Murray back into the fold should help the Hawks at least find a bit more balance in their offense again. Yes, 5 different guys scored 10+ points, but when Trae Young and John Collins are combining for 51 of the team's 96 shots as they did in Game 5, you do become rather predictable as an offense and need to get lucky to win a game. Young's heroics in the fourth quarter combined with numerous defensive lapses from Boston led to that Hawks victory in Game 5, and while Murray returning does give Atlanta more options, they are likely going to need a few bounces to go their way again in Game 6. I mean, Atlanta has still allowed Boston to shoot 48%, 56%, 49%, 52%, and 53% from the floor in these 5 games, so it's not like they can all of a sudden expect Boston to not hit 115+. You need to be lucky to win games when you are consistently letting opponents shoot that well from the field, and even with Murray back, time may be up on Atlanta's season. The Celtics have dominated much of this series, but a brutal final minute in Game 5 now has a lot riding on Thursday night's game. An Atlanta win would see them force a Game 7, but Boston knows that they need to avoid that at all costs. They've been strong on the road this season, with a 26-17 road record, while a win already in Atlanta should give them some confidence in Game 6. The Celtics can certainly sense momentum trending in the opposite direction, which is a major concern. With plenty of experience on their side, this isn't the first difficult moment this group has had, and won't be the last. The Celtics have been lucky to remain relatively healthy of late, even if it didn't matter much in Game 5 to have the leg up. Danilo Gallinari, knee, has been out for the whole season, but as their only absence, leaves Boston with a depth advantage on Thursday night. Boston's balance has been the difference in much of their success this season, but the defense needs to show up in a big way. While ranking top 5 in the league across most defensive categories, they need to find a way to stop Atlanta's explosive dub. On the offensive end, Boston can score as well, though the Game 5 struggles from three-point range can't replicate itself in this one. Jason Tatum, 26.6 ppg, and Jaylen Brown, 25.6 ppg, continue to be a problem for Atlanta to slow down, but they need the frontcourt to step up. Robert Williams III and Al Horford have struggled to find points in the paint, and an improvement in that capacity could seal the series. The last 3 games in this series have all cashed over tickets, in large part because Atlanta has been scoring the basketball. Boston has still put up 117 or more in 4 of the 5 games, average 119.8 points per game in this series, and shoot the ball around 50%. So any total play has to focus on whether or not you believe the Hawks' offense continues to score like they have, and considering I believe they end up falling in this game, you can guess which side of that question my thinking lands on. Backing the under here is really about trusting the third best team in defensive efficiency this year to live up to that billing in a road closeout game, something this core has had plenty of experience in these past few seasons. We've already seen Boston hold this Hawks attack down in games 1 and 2, and despite all the defensive lapses in game 5, these two only cashed the over by 5.5 points and had a 67-point second quarter and a 62-point fourth quarter. Don't think we see any quarters top 60 points in this closeout game, as guys play tighter to the chest at times and look to either advance or extend their season. Somewhere in the 220-225 range is where I've got this one finishing. Our total pick is under 232.5 points.